Go.
Email etiquette, Michelle Brummett. What do these sentences say to you? Can you see the difference when you fail to turn off your caps lock? One appears to be yelling, one appears to be asking a question. This is one of the many important points when sending an email, both professionally and on a personal level. It is very important that you use email etiquette at all times. Why do you need email etiquette? There are three main reasons that you need email etiquette. First is professionalism. Your emails are not only a reflection of you, but often on the company that you work for. It is imperative that you present yourself as a professional at all times. If your email is scattered and disorganized, then people will think that you're scattered and disorganized, and you will make a bad impression. Efficiency is the next reason. Email does allow us to communicate very quickly. Even when you're hours away, it will allow you to communicate with your coworkers, and you will have a record of your conversations and share visuals. We can also email as a record of a transaction. It can potentially be used for many things, so it's very important that we present ourselves professionally at all times. Protection from liability. You can be held liable if you say anything that can be considered inappropriate. Remember that this is a permanent record and can always be recovered even when it's been deleted. A few email etiquette tips. Be concise and to the point. Don't ramble and try to make your points as quickly as possible. If you can't keep them short, keep them on point. Stop and look at your email before you send it. Is there a lot of white space? There should never be a lot of. There should always be a lot of white space. There should never be a ton of writing. Your email shouldn't look like it's going to be a burden to read. Bullet points are helpful. It makes it easier to see your points, and you don't have to weave through many sentences to get to the main points. You should state the purpose of your email within the first 2 sentences of your email. Number 2, use proper spelling, grammar, and punctuation at all times. This is important because it's a poor reflection on you and your company. It is also important because grammar and punctuation make a sentence easier to read. Most email programs do have the auto spell check on them and will automatically ask you if you want to make changes before you send your email through. Do not write in caps. Please respond to this email ASAP, or please respond to this email ASAP. It makes a big difference. It makes you look angry. You should never type angry. You will tend to overuse your caps lock if you're trying to make an angry point. It's unprofessional. Never encouraged in the work environment. Negative conversations should be always had face to face or on the telephone at the very least. Emails leave far too much room for misunderstanding. There is no tone in email. Never make sarcastic remarks or type something that can be taken as an angry comment. Always read before you send, and particularly check who you are sending it to. Read your email from someone else's perspective. Does it make sense? Is it clear and to the point? Taking a minute to proofread your email will often make a big difference in what you send. It's also very important to check the address that you are sending to. There have been situations where someone has sent something to the person that they're referring to in the email. You tend to have that person's name in your mind, and that's often who you tend to send the email to. Same thing will happen if you do a reply to all. If you don't want that person, one of the parties in the email, to be part of the email, double check yourself first. Take care with abbreviations. I have shown you an example of something I found at my work. This makes sense to me because I understand what these acronyms stand for, but you can see how that can be confusing. Pick up the phone. This is probably the best. If you can pick up the phone, this replaces the human contact. This is always your best case scenario. Just remember that your email is a reflection of you and often of your company, and you should always use good email etiquette at all times. Next is Tanya Peterson with Good Phone Etiquette. That's all I have. Thank you.